Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican Queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is Accurate Context. Before I get into this video, y'all, well, this live stream, I don't know why I always say video. Hi, Auntie Linda Gamble. How are you? Good morning. It's early, but I couldn't sleep, and I've been planning this accurate context episode for about a week now. So I was like, since I'm up, why not? All right, so the commentary, opinions, and discussions in this video are based on a combination of factual information and my personal opinion and interpretation of hot topics, current events, and celebrity news. Discussions regarding publicly available information are speculative and reflect my personal opinion. While I strive to provide accurate and reliable information, some content may be subjective and reflect my personal biases. By watching this video, you acknowledge that the content is for entertainment and informational purposes only. All right. Please remember to like this video if you are part of the replay gang. And if you're watching me live right now, remember to like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter now called X at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. So y'all saw the title. Um Dr. Jack, okay, Miss Linda says she's blessed. Yes. Blessed, not stressed. I love it. All right, so y'all saw the title, Dr. Jackie's Selfish Agenda. And ever since the episode, not last Sunday's episode, but the week before, ever since that episode aired where they were planning the Med Gala and conversations following that episode has really pissed me off. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Because for Kira for Moms, I don't know how many of you guys actually follow for Kira for Moms on Instagram, but I follow them. I like the work that they do. Charles Johnson. If you guys ever watched Judge Atchett, I used to love Judge Atchett when she was on TV. All right. And so her son, Charles Johnson, he lost his wife in 2016, Kira Johnson. And you can see in their description on their Instagram, it says Kira Johnson needlessly lost her life after a routine C-section at Cedar Sinai's. For Care for Mothers Everywhere, we fight. So Charles launched this foundation to help to fight against the high maternal mortality rate that exists in the United States, because of the tragic loss of his wife. This foundation is far too important for these doctors, especially Dr. Jackie, to have allowed Heavenly to use this man's foundation for her messy antics. But you know what? I understand why Heavenly's getting away with this. I understand why none of her cast members outside of Sweetie is speaking on how sad it is that the work that For Cure for Moms is doing through the foundation is being drowned out by all the nasty noise that Heavenly is making because she wants to perpetuate this narrative that Phaedra didn't pay any money at the Met Gala or didn't make a check available at the Met Gala. It's nasty work. And I think that this was one of the instances where Heavenly could have used her social media for good. And I'm going to lay it out perfectly for y'all. So, the Met Gala was hosted last year on June 8th. Let me go to Dr. Simone's post. Yes, on Saturday, June 8th. Simone, Sweetie, and Contessa were actually the only cast members to post this flyer. This event was a public event. They were inviting the public to purchase tickets, and only three cast members posted this flyer. The chairwoman, Dr. Jackie, didn't post the flyer from my recollection. And I've gone down the feed of Phaedra. I didn't see her post the flyer. I went down Heavenly's feed, didn't see her post the flyer either. Right? But anyways, the event was held on January 8th. However, before January 8th, on May 1st, on May 1st, Toya hosted a closet sale. And I don't know if y'all recalled, Sweetie and Anila, they went live on Sweetie's Instagram, and Sweetie invited people to come on down to wherever the location was that this closet sale was happening so that they could purchase items and the proceeds would go to For Kira for Moms. Sweetie said this in the live, and I wish that I had screen recorded the live when she did it. But well, I actually did screen record the live. I think I did a whole why caught a live video where I was telling Sweetie like, girl, you might want to stay away from Anila because I still feel some type of way about what Anila did to Toya. But anyways, Toya and Anila are good now, so it's whatever, right? So Sweetie and Anila went live May 1st, invited people to come to the closet sale. And Sweetie specifically said in that live that the proceeds were going to For Cure for Moms. And she explained what For Cure for Moms was about, right? Jackie was at this closet sale. And I recall in the video, I think Toya wanted her to say something, and I think she had like an attitude or something. I don't even want to even say all of that because I could be wrong, but I just wanted to, lay this foundation. So that was May 1st, right? So as I said, Heavenly's being super messy with this storyline, and it's irritated me because Charles and For Cure for Moms, they deserve better, right? See, now she wants to say Toya didn't do anything and Toya didn't, give any money. But the truth is, Toya hosted the first event to support for Cure for Moms for the season. But let's continue. So, the Met Gala is hosted, right, on Saturday, January 8th. And all these women, they're posting about the Met Gala. So here's Jackie's post. She posts the next day. And I want y'all to look at her caption. Do y'all see anything about for Cure for Moms in Jackie's caption? And this is the chairwoman for the Met Gala. She's the one that, quote unquote, planned the event. She is the OBGYN who had a whole scandal at the end of 2023 where a live stream that she did with Heavenly resurfaced where she said that Black women love to cry wolf, Black pregnant women love to cry wolf. And they complain because they want to get out of work. So when something is really wrong, the doctors find it hard to believe them. Y'all remember that, right? So Jackie gave us a fake apology in 2023. You had women coming out left, right, and center who claimed to want to be her patients at one point or one point, saying that their experience as her one of her patients was horrible, and she gave a weak apology where it looks like she was reading from a teleprompter. And when she went to the reunion, they basically didn't even hold Jackie's feet to the fire. So what does she do? She comes back for season 11 and she says, okay, we're going to host the Met Gala and I'm going to choose for Cure for Moms so that I can be performative and I can show the people that I'm an advocate for pregnant women. But you post yourself with your husband and you don't even mention the foundation that you raised all that money for at the Met Gala. All you talked about was the look. 2024 Met Gala. You shouted out your camera person, you shouted out your stylist, you shouted out your makeup person. You hashtagged Dr. Jackie, hashtag married to medicine, hashtag Bravo or Bravo. But nothing about for Kira for Moms. Let's continue. Dr. Heavenly, who's running her mouth right now all over her YouTube and Patreon. She posts, the Met Gala was a success. Thank you all who donated. Hashtag Dr. Heavenly. Hashtag Coco Chair. Hashtag Married to Medicine. Hashtag Team Daddy. At Bravo TV. At Peacock. But no mention of the foundation that all these donations were going to go to. Y'all see the selfishness yet? Let's continue. Quad. Quad was too busy making sure that the public knew that she finally got a man down to the married to medicine child. She was too busy showing off her man to even mention for Kira for Moms in her post. Next, Dr. Alicia. Dr. Alicia isn't even a part of season 11. But let's look at the difference in Dr. Alicia's post. A flower doesn't compete. What she said? I don't even remember what she said. Oh, a flower doesn't compete with the one next to it. It just blooms. That's what she says in her caption. And then she says she had an amazing time attending and supporting the annual Med Gala event, and it was an honor to come together for such a meaningful cause. And she and Dr. Alicia, she acts for Cure for Moms. Y'all see the difference? Now let's go to Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, she says, the Met Gala was a success, but the auction is not over. I'm looking for someone that is willing to donate to the For Cure for Moms Foundation for a chance to win a cute, dainty picnic with me with two of your friends and tea tasting here in Atlanta. So to the highest bidder. And she puts hashtag married to medicine, hashtag for cure for moms, hashtag charity. Y'all see the difference? You see the difference between the people who actually cared about this foundation and the ones who just went to the Med Gala for selfish reasons? Hey, Toot Latrice. Hi, Ebony Dancer. Y'all see the difference? And to date, even after the episode has aired, Sweetie and Contessa are the only two cast members that has been posting and mentioning for Kira for Moms. See, Heavenly is on her Patreon keeping up mess about Phaedra. Following the Met Gala, these women went into a scene clowning Phaedra, even though they all knew that on the night of the Met Gala, Phaedra wrote a check to Jackie's foundation, 50 Shades of Pink, for 30 something thousand dollars that very night. Because as I showed y'all, the Met Gala was hosted on Saturday, June 8th. It's nasty work that they would go into that scene and instead of just saying, y'all, it was great for us to have come together to, to raise money for Cure for Moms. It would have been nice if in that scene, instead of clowning Phaedra, they had actually talked some more about For Cure for Moms. And Heavenly's still keeping up the false narrative. Heavenly could have gone to her Patreon or to her YouTube following those episodes and said, y'all, I know y'all are over here for mess, but tonight it's not going to be mess. And I understand if y'all don't want to stay. But tonight, what I want to do is I want to raise some more money for, for Cure for Moms. She could have invited Charles to come on her platform to tell his story or to tell the story of how his wife lost her life after a routine C-section. She was bleeding internally and it went unnoticed until it was too late. Until it was too late. But do we know any of that, y'all, from watching last week's episode and Sunday's episode? Can we say we actually know what For Cure for Moms is about? Can we actually say we know Kira's story? Can we actually say that we know Charles's story? Can we actually say that we know why he felt that it was important to launch this foundation in honor of his wife from watching the last two episodes of Married to Medicine? Or do we only know about the mess that Heavenly is pushing? That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's sick to me that this is what they chose to do. Jackie, Heavenly, Simone, and Quad. Because Toya wasn't in that scene clowning Phaedra. Contessa wasn't in that scene clowning Phaedra. Sweet Tea wasn't in that scene clowning Phaedra. And what's disgusting is that as they were filming that scene, they all knew that Phaedra had already written Jackie a check. They knew that she didn't owe $50,000. They knew this. Heavenly could have invited Charles to her Patreon, to her YouTube, to speak more about For Cure for Moms. She could have said, y'all, while we're here, every super chat that you send, I'm going to donate it to For Cure for Moms. But instead, she's sitting on her Patreon and she's lying and she's spreading misinformation about her castmates and she's continuing to be messy and she's using the For Cure for Moms Foundation to do this, and it's disgusting to me. As a mother myself, who was told by the doctors when I went in to be induced 7 years ago, they rushed into my room and they said, oh my God, you have to do an emergency C-section. The umbilical cord is wrapped around the baby's neck. Scared me to death. As a woman who has a friend whose wife almost lost her life because of complications with a C-section, I wish that we were able to learn more about the For Kira for Moms Foundation and the work that they're doing. But you see, when you are like a Dr. Jackie who does things for selfish reasons, this is the end result. Because from what we saw on the episode, it wasn't Jackie saying, I want all of us as Black women on this cast to come together to plan this event. No. She said, I'm going to be the chair. And she says this in the episode, when Heavenly asked her, why did she choose Phaedra as the co-chair? Jackie said, well, because Phaedra, she knows all these people and yada, yada, yada. Selfish. It should have been a meeting of the minds. It should have been every single woman on that cast giving input. You're telling me that as popular as Dr. Jackie is, she still had to pay $37,000 for an event space? As rich as Heavenly claims to be, and as many people as she claims to know, they had to come out of their pockets for an event space? The event wasn't even properly decorated. It looked so low budget. And people who actually went to the Met Gala said there wasn't even any food. It looked like they just threw that event together again because it was for a selfish agenda. It wasn't because they really cared. It was because Jackie really cared, in my opinion. Jackie hosts a charity golf event every year for her 50 Shades of Pink Foundation. So Jackie knows that it takes months. It takes months to plan a charity event, especially one in which you're going to have an auction. Heavenly, because she chats too darn much, is going to sit on her Patreon and say, oh, a lot of the doctors in Atlanta didn't, weren't willing to spend money. Lady, what do you mean? And you claim to have all these connects? Your network is so grand? And you're telling me that Atlanta, that's filled with so many doctors, couldn't pay 200 and something dollars for some tickets? You're telling me that established doctors in Atlanta couldn't take $1,000 or $2,000 from their wallets to donate to this worthy cause? You're telling me that Dr. Jackie, who has all these celebrity patients, who is a, who is an AKA, who is rubbing shoulders with the vice president, you're telling me that Jackie could not have gotten an event space for free? You're telling me that Jackie couldn't get a Candy Boris to auction off a dinner at Old Lady Gang, or a dinner with Candy and Todd or something? You're telling me that Heavenly couldn't have auctioned off some dental service, a cleaning or something? But she sits around and she says, "Oh, I make all this money." But y'all threw together this low budget event, and then y'all want to clown Phaedra, who actually, in real life, not just for the show, but in real life, actually gave 30K to this foundation. As wealthy as Jackie is, as popular as Jackie is, as popular as Quad is, as popular as Simone is, as popular as Toya is, you're telling me that when Jackie was planning this event, all she wanted to raise, all she had as her goal was $15,000? Are y'all kidding me? Are y'all hearing how crazy that sounds? Heavenly is running her mouth talking about everything under the sun instead of what really matters. And that is the Forkira for Moms Foundation that had a goal of $500,000. See, Heavenly loves to come for everybody but Jackie. But the truth is, Heavenly, if you were a fair person, you'd be sitting on your Patreon saying, now, Jackie, as rich and as popular as you are, a goal of $20,000, $15,000, for such a worthy cause was disrespectful. So shout out to Phaedra for saying, nah, I think we can absolutely raise $100,000. And even though y'all didn't meet y'all's mark that night, it was still more honorable for Phaedra to say, let's aim a little bit higher than $15,000, Jackie. Let's aim a little bit higher than $30,000, Jackie. But Heavenly not gonna come for Jackie, so she's not gonna say any of that. But I hope somebody points that out at the reunion. Now Heavenly wants to say, oh, me and Jackie gave the most, but you can't put a number on the most that y'all give. At least we know that Phaedra gave 30K, over 30K. And the fact that y'all knew the truth, but still went into a scene to act as if that lady still owed y'all $50,000 is nasty work. It's nasty work. To date, y'all, nobody outside of Contessa and outside of Sweet Tea and outside of Dr. Alicia again, no one else from the Married to Medicine cast has said anything about Fakira for Moms. Sweet Tea, she has, instead of being messy the Sunday that the Med Gala aired, instead of being messy, Sweet Tea said, you know what? I'm not gonna do a review, but I am going to go live. And when I go live, I'm going to direct my audience to go and donate to For Cure for Moms. You can't tell me that these doctors are so busy that they couldn't give a long paragraph about For Cure for Moms like Dr. Jackie did when she went and met with the vice president after the Met Gala event. This is what you call priorities, right? Look at this long paragraph that Jackie sat and wrote when her, Simone, and Heavenly went to meet with the then VP Kamala Harris to talk about, guess what, y'all? Reproductive health and reproductive rights. Why was Heavenly even there? Why was the same Heavenly that was dragging Letitia Lunsford's reproductive health in a room talking about women's reproductive health and reproductive rights? Heavenly, who sat on her channel and said, Sweetie is jealous of her because she has 3 kids and Sweetie can't have any kids yet, is in a room talking about women's reproductive health and rights. A woman who sat on her YouTube and said, my mama in hell can have a baby before you can, Sweetie, is in a room with the vice president to advocate for women's reproductive health and reproductive rights. Somebody make that make sense to me. A woman who sat and laughed as Carlos King said Sweet Tea should have put eggs and a baby on her vision board, is in a room with 2 OBGYNs and the VP advocating for reproductive health and reproductive rights. Somebody make that make sense to me. But they can all post And the reason why I'm not dragging Simone is because out of all these three women, Simone was the only one that posted the flyer for the Met Gala and said what the Met Gala was about. So I'm going to give her grace. But Heavenly and Jackie, they haven't done that. They haven't educated their audience on what For Cure for Moms is about. But let's go back to Jackie because she is the chair for the Met Gala, right? This was her event. And to date, she has not said a word about For Cure for Moms, but she could make a long ass post about meeting with the VP. She's selfish. It was always self-serving. She don't really care about that foundation. She only cared, as Phaedra said, she only cared about how it would look for her to choose this foundation after the scandal that she faced in 2023. And this right here is proof. Because in the same way, she can make a long post about meeting with the VP, just she could have made a similar post about For Cure for Moms and why it was important for the Met Gala to raise money in aid and in support of For Cure for Moms. But I could be on my own with this, but I stand on this was a selfish, this was Dr. Jackie's selfish agenda. She wanted to enter this season not having people think about the things that she said about Black pregnant women. But Jackie, I'm one of the people who will never forget how much you fat shame people. And I'm one of the people who is never going to forget that you said it with your chest, Dr. Jackie, that all Black pregnant women do is complain and complain and complain so that they can get off of work. And that is why doctors don't believe them, even if something is wrong. You said that with your chest and you meant it in the moment, and your apology did not move me at all. And you choosing For Cure for Mom was for a selfish reason. It was not about the foundation, because if it truly was, you'd still be posting about the foundation right now. After the Met Gala episode was aired, you would have been first from the cast to post about For Cure for Moms. You would have wanted the episodes to be so above board that even if it was going to be low ratings, even if people were going to be like, the episode is boring, they would have walked away knowing Charles and Kira's story. They would have walked away knowing that they should go to forcureformoms.com to donate. You'd be telling Heavenly, please don't use this foundation as part of your messy talking points for your messy Monday episodes on your Patreon. How about instead of being messy, I come on your Patreon, Heavenly? This is what Dr. Jackie could have said. She could have said, Heavenly, instead of being messy, how about I come on your platform and we can talk some more about For Cure for Moms. We can talk some more about the high rates, the high maternal mortality rates, especially as it relates to Black women. But no, the cast continues to allow Heavenly to feel like her YouTube and her Patreon is what is making people watch the show. But actually, it's actually what's turning people off from the show. The fact that she lies so much. Toya now is trying to defend herself because Heavenly's like, Toya didn't pay anything, and Toya, Dr. Jackie had to give Toya her $1,000 back. And Toya is like, this girl is always lying for attention. If I would have known her as a child, I would have tried to give her the love she lacked. I'll bring my receipts and more to the reunion. I won't entertain a woman who's trying to hide her life secrets by creating drama with the cast. A hashtag attention seeker, hashtag liar. And here goes Heavenly. Bring the receipts. The real Dr. Jackie said you didn't pay a dime. Truth is the truth. When is Dr. Jackie going to check Heavenly and say, stop using my name to validate your messiness? Because this is the second time Heavenly has done this. When she was lying and saying that Phaedra held a meeting to kick Quad off the show, to me, that makes no sense. Phaedra just got here. How would she have so much power to get all these OG cast members in a room to say, hey, I want Quad off the show? That makes no sense. But to validate that lie, you know what Heavenly did? She said, Jackie told me. And now she's doing the same thing. Toya didn't pay any money, and I know this because Jackie told me. And Jackie is never going to come out and say, I don't know what Heavenly is talking about. Because the truth is, Jackie's just as nasty as Heavenly. Heavenly is Dr. Jackie's bulldog. She silently, behind the scenes, is applauding all of Heavenly's messiness. Because she doesn't have to get her hands dirty. And Heavenly is willing to do it because Heavenly was never the girl that was liked by the popular girl. And now she's liked. And she loves the attention. And to keep the attention, she's going to continue to spread misinformation, and she's going to continue to lie on her castmates. And Sweet Tea was trying to check her for it, and they were telling her to shut up. But now that Heavenly is refusing to speak on Sweet Tea and Phaedra isn't giving her any attention, she's now back to putting all the focus on Toya. So let's see how that's going to end up. Let's see how that's going to end up. I'm going to read y'all's comments. I'm sorry. Y'all know I got to get all my thoughts out. Um, Sexy Chocolate 215 says, I'm sure Curtis could have got one of his women to donate. Listen, I still want to understand what Curtis is down there in the Dominican Republic, in the DR doing. That's what I want to know. Hello, dark and lively. Is that what it says? Lively or lively? um, not spectaceous. I think it was for TV and to set up Phaedra, in my opinion. Jackie is a covert, vile gutter snipe that hides behind Elaine. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. I think it's rich for Jackie to have the med ball benefiting for Cure for Moms when Jackie stated that Black pregnant women fake symptoms to get out of work. And you are saying everything that I'm feeling and everything I'm thinking. She made sure, because Jackie said she chose for care for moms, is what she claims. That's what she claims. But why though is the question. Oh, to revamp your image. Okay, got it. Jackie and Heavenly's time is near the end. They're not interested. They're not. They're honestly, they are not interested. People who like Heavenly can't say what they actually know about Heavenly right now from just watching the show. At the least, Dr. Jackie and Curtis, a couple years ago, I think it was about 7 years ago, gave us a cheating scandal. And we know that they worked through it. We don't know how they worked through it because she came back following that season, not even wanting to talk about it. We know that Jackie, in my opinion, is an elitist. When you really look at Jackie on the show, she don't really talk to Quad. She doesn't really talk to Toya. She doesn't really talk to Sweet Tea. The people she has relationships with on the show are the doctors. How are you the oldest in the group and you are not even putting yourself in a position where you can mentor the younger women in the group? Have y'all ever seen Jackie in a one-on-one scene with Toya? Have y'all ever seen Jackie in a one-on-one scene with a Quad? Have y'all ever seen Jackie in a one-on-one scene with Sweetie? I mean, Sweetie just got here, so we're not even gonna put her in it. But all the years Jackie has been on the show, have we ever seen her in a one-on-one scene where, I mean, she's like, "Hey, Quad, I was thinking that we could meet up for brunch." Have y'all ever seen Jackie do that? In the 11th season she's been on the show? And really and truly, we've never seen Jackie meet up for lunch or brunch with anybody on the cast, excepting for Simone. Jackie is always present for filming in a group dynamic where she doesn't have to talk to everybody. She doesn't have to engage with everybody. And if and when she does, it's surface. There's a hierarchy when it comes to Married to Medicine. The doctors, and I'm speaking about the women, Jackie feels like she's above everybody, including Heavenly, including Simone. Heavenly feels like she's above Simone. And then there's Toya and Quad side by side beneath the three doctors. And then right now, Sweetie and Contessa, they are on the outside. So even though Toya and Quad are a part of the quote unquote inner circle, they are still low on the ladder. And Phaedra feels like she's above all of them. And that's the hierarchy. And the truth is, they can't tell Phaedra that she can't feel that way because Phaedra is just as educated. She's just as wealthy, if not wealthier than all of them. She probably has the same connections or even more connections than all of them. She's more famous than all of them. And that's why they are envious of her right now. That is why they're envious of Phaedra right now. They do need to get off the show, Auntie Linda. They do need to get off the show. Yeah, they're equally as nasty too, in my opinion. Jackie and Heavenly are equally nasty. It's just that Heavenly is overt with her nastiness, and Jackie is covert nasty, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if there's any proof out there that he actually has some kids with a Becky, but I know one day if that's really the case, that information is going to blow up soon enough. But y'all, that is my little 2 cents on Dr. Jackie and her selfish agenda, how she chose to use for Kira for moms to, yeah, she used for Cure for Moms to clean up her image. I wanted to say something else, but I feel like what I'm saying is the facts in my opinion. She used for Cure for Moms to clean up her image after the scandal from last season. Her feet was never held to the fire, and I hope that this season, and I think the only way her feet's gonna be held to the fire this season is if Phaedra goes to the reunion. Jury's out on whether Phaedra is going to go or not, but I do feel like, and I do agree with Sweetie from her interview with Richie Sky, that Phaedra should go to the reunion because she filmed the entire time, and it would be a great way to kind of close that chapter. And I think they need a personality like Phaedra who's been to several reunions to really, even if it's going to be some rehearsed reads, because let's be clear, Phaedra will give a rehearsed read. But even if it's going to be a rehearsed read, they need a personality like Phaedra who's going to give as good as she's getting. She's going to go harder on them, is somebody who's used to a reunion stage. And also, she'll be there as support for Sweetie. Because without a Phaedra, it's just going to be Contessa and Sweetie, and we don't know if Contessa is even going to be on the stage for the whole time because she was a friend of. So if Contessa is not on the stage the whole time, it's gonna be literally Sweetie versus everybody else, unless Toya has come to her senses and realized that you can't take Heavenly's apologies seriously and you need to keep her in check at all time and at a distance. And if that's the case, then Sweetie might have Toya's, you know, Toya might have Sweetie's back along with Contessa. They are also jealous that Phaedra don't have no sons tagging along with her that they can drag. That part too. Phaedra don't want a man. She doesn't want a committed relationship. And she said it in the episode last week, not last week, on Sunday. She just wants to have fun. She's been there, done that, and she's at a place in her life where she just want to have some fun. And I feel like that's fine. I feel like that's fine. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's fine. So thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all being here with me so early in the morning. Shout out to Auntie Linda, my YouTube auntie, Ebony, to Latrice, Sexy Chocolate 215. Scrolling down, Dark and Lovely. I'm gonna say lovely. I feel like that's what it is. And Spectacious. Oh my god, I know where you got that from, but I'm not gonna say that lady's name right now. Thank you all for being in the yard, and to everybody else that was listening in the bushes at the gates. I appreciate y'all as well. Thank y'all for being here. Until my next video, please remember to like this one, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter now called X at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Also, please go and donate to forkiraformoms.com. It's in my bio. Well, not my bio, in the description box of this video. So if you're a part of the replay gang, you can go to the description box and you will see the link to the forkiraformoms.com website. It's a great organization raising money to do some amazing things when it comes to making sure that every mom every mom that goes into a hospital to have her baby gets to go home. Okay? So please go donate to forkiraformoms.com. Forkiraformoms.com. All right, y'all. Have a good night or good morning. And walk good. Bye.